Ah, I know you're wondering the same thing. Why did they have to make such a hard intrusion fight? It's basically get the full batch or go fuck yourself. Sabo demands 4 Revo army tags and they only have boosted 5 of them and they're all limited units. The funny part is that they buffed this free-to-play Sabo from TM and he doesn't have any tags. They didn't update him to have tags. So he's basically useless. I don't know what they were thinking. This tag system has to be removed or they need to make tags requirements easier to satisfy because this is not working and it's killing the game. Anyway, with that being said and my small rant is over, I have 4 intrusion teams for you today that somehow deal with the mechanics and should be able to, I think, confidently clear until 10 million points, but I'm not certain. As usual, we need to get in there and test the teams to be sure that they're going to be clear in the fight. But before we get into that, we're going to do a quick rundown of my speed teams. I'm not going to be reading the mini boss mechanics. You read them yourself. I'm just going to be telling you what the order of the specials and what to do if you want to copy my teams. So basically the first team for Blackbeard, our wave clear is going to be Brook. We're going to clear stage 1 and 2 with him. We have Shirahoshi here for the orbs. And on the last stage we have these 2 recommended characters. They're going to deal with the mechanics. Sanji is going to remove the damage notification and the barrier, and Luffy going to give us the attack boost. And we'll be able to clear until 10 million points. I'm not planning on going further. I might even stop at 3 million points after I get my skulls for the new PK characters, Big Mom, because I really can't be bothered dealing with the intrusion, honestly. Second fight, we have NL. It's going to be clearing stage 1. Stage 2, we're going to be using Toki special on our 2 aces to give them an attack on orb boost and make them immune to the debuffs. We're going to clear with Izukiku, that's going to give us a chain boost, and Zoro is going to give 1 orbs for the 2 captains at the start of the fight. And on the last stage, we're just going to get in there, tap with our 2 captains, and should be able to kill. They're gonna have an attack on orb boost, a chain boost, and 1 orbs. Going into the third fight versus DOFLAMINGO. Again, I have the recommended characters. There's always better ways and faster ways to deal with it, but I really can't be bothered. We have Momonosuke is going to give us 1 orbs at the start of the adventure. Make sure to have Mihawk as the captain because you need the slasher or free spirit captain for the 1 orbs, or you can replace him with Hiyori. But I don't advise that because we have them as Paramecia, part of the requirements for the territory from Boa Hancock. So the orbs are going to be from this unit, and then the wave clear from Zoro as usual. On the last stage, we're going to swap our friend captain and use their special, and then use the special of Boa Hancock. Gonna have a bunch of damage and should be able to clear easily. Going into the last mini boss fight, it's going to be versus Crocodile and Robin. Hiyori is going to give us 1 orbs from the start. We don't have to deal with orbs. Web clear is Vista as usual, one of my favorite characters for treasure map. The captain, Rock Spiders, are going to reduce the damage reduction naturally, so we don't have to do anything. And the Rider Pirates are going to remove the special bind and give us a bunch of chain. And then later, if we need the special of Saturn, we can use him for the attack boost. Otherwise, we can just use the special, get just last stage, or the special of, or at least for the first couple stages, you're gonna just use Roger Crew and then clear. And later, when you see that you're starting to lack damage, you can use the special of Saturn to give you an attack boost. And for the boss fight, we have this team. There's nothing really special about it. We have just a bunch of treasure map units. As usual, they're very valuable for your account. The necessary ones are this Atlas and Carrot and Nami. The rest you can replace. This Crocodile, you can replace him with a character that can remove Threshold, or a character that can have a support that removes Threshold. And this Big Mom, you can just replace her, or you should bring her because she's necessary and you should have her. I was also lucky to pull this Boa Hancock and be able to include her in this team because the Intrusion does not allow it. So let's start with the rundown. So for stage 2, we get hit by Fear and 6 turns of Special Bind, 6 turns of Attack Down, and 1 turn of Hunger. The captain of Atlas removes 10 turns of Attack Down passively, so we don't have to deal with the Attack Down. Carrot and Nami, they remove 6 turns of Special Bind with their special, and they have the potential ability of Hunger. So we're gonna swap them and use their special on stage 2, and they will be able to clear with that. And then we go into stage 3. We get hit by 9 turn of bind to the top row. Let's get reduced to 6 turns with sockets. You're gonna get hit by badly matching orbs, another 6 turns of attack down, 3 turns of defense up, another 3 turns of percent damage, and finally 6 turns of threshold. So the bind, the defense up, and the damage reduction is going to be dealt with Boa Hancock. She removes 6 turns of, or 7 turns of bind. She removes defense up and damage reduction by 3 turns though, so that's like perfect for this stage. Of course, she's recommended, but you can replace her with any other unit. Probably the free-to-play Boa, she can do the same job. You just need another character that can reduce percent damage reduction. And for the attack down, the captain is going to deal with it. And then finally the threshold, we have these supports. We have two turns per support, and you can probably replace this character if you don't have these supports, and you can reduce the last couple turns of threshold with 1 support, or just you can do whatever you want. There's like a bunch of supports that can remove threshold. You have this York that we got for free a couple of months ago. Carrot and Wanda, or Carrot and Nami have a bunch of options too, but this is the best option I have for me and for my point boost, so I'm just gonna go with it. And finally we get into the Intrusion. We have the first team here. We'll start with the mechanics. It's insanely dumb and insanely hard unnecessarily. I don't know what they're trying to do with this Intrusion. All the fate and the number of players that got into the new world over the last 2 months since the anniversary, they're gonna be lost in this treasure map. The population is probably gonna drop into the 3000s. So we have an attack down based on chain for 1 turn. If your chain is below 2.75, all your orbs are going to be turned into block slots. Lock your slots for 1 turn. 3 turns of intimidation that can reduce any chain you have by 2 turns. 6 turns of defense up. 3 turns of dex barrier for 2 times, and make every single orb deal 30% less damage. That's only the second stage. So they want to force you to use this Sabo and have 4 revolutionary army to be able to have a chain buff that can take you all the way into the last stage, which is insane. So the way we're gonna deal with it for stage 1, or for stage 1, maybe you might need to. I guess you don't need to start on this one. So stage 1 we clear normally. Stage 2, we're gonna use the Crocodile super special to give him Basically, just do that. Uh, his special requires his special gives you 3 turn of chain, but only if you used it once before. But if you use the super special, he makes it count as you used the special before, so you get the better the better version of the special. So you're gonna use the special of the super special first, and then use his special. We're gonna get 2 turns of attack boost and 3 turns of um, 3 turns of chain, and then we're gonna use this this free-to-play Frankie to extend the chain boost by 1 turn, so we can take it into the last stage. And that way, when we go into the last stage, this debuff here, this chain, this annoying chain that they apply onto you, doesn't get applied because you're still gonna have 1 turn of chain up, and then after that, that chain is gonna drop off. You won't have it for the last stage, because on the last stage you also have 12 turns of attack down based on chain, and you need your chain to be more than 3. So, and you have another intimidation for attack on all boosts on top of resilience and territory. I'm so mad. So we go into the last stage. We're gonna use Bonkley's special to give us a full orb of recovery orbs for the Big Mom. I'll explain why later. And then we're gonna swap him into Dex, Cerebral, and Fighter, so we can have the buff from the captains. And then we're gonna use Hancock's special. It's going to reduce the defense to 0. And we're gonna use Big Mom's special. She's going to give us, since she has a recovery orb from Bonkley, she's going to give us a conditional boost for defense down. And finally, we're going to use Sabo to remove the chain down, and whatever he does is pretty useless here. He's just here for the point booster. And the support on Big Mom is pretty necessary to get through the resilience, because they give an extra chain boost for 0.6 and end of turn damage. And we don't have any way to deal with the territory. You can do a thing where you replace this Frankie with this Mihawk and Perona, and then swap them on the second stage, and then swap them again on the last stage to give you a bigger conditional boost. And that way we're gonna have 4 Primecia units that will allow us to have a territory from Boa Hancock, and a special and the territory from Big Mom later when we super evolve her. And also the order of special is going to change. So let's recap. So we need a level 12 Tesoro ship, and we need 1 of each type, so we can have this ship extend the chain boost that you get from Crocodile. So with this ship, we're gonna have to use Bonkley first on stage 2, and then swap him into Shooter and Striker. That way we have all the types, and then do the special of Crocodile, use his super special first and then his special, and then use the special of Hancock to reduce the defense up on stage 2, and then you should be able to clear easily. And then on the last stage, we're gonna be using Big Mom special, and then Mihawk we're gonna be super swapping to apply the debuff, and then his special to give us a conditional boost, and then use Sabo to remove the last chain. And you should tap with the last with Sabo last, so you can do the most damage. I think this setup is gonna be doing less damage than the one that I'm running with, but if you want to get slightly more points, you can do that for the early stages. But I'm not gonna try that. I'm just gonna straight up run with that team, and hopefully I'm done quickly with this treasure map. You can tell I'm pretty annoyed by this intrusion. And this is it for this team and the other variation. So we go into the second version. This team is kind of the same, in the same boat. You have to stall for 1 turn on the first stage, and you need the level 12 Tesoro ship. And for stage 2, you're gonna use the Bonclay special to swap him into Shooter and Free Spirit. That way we have all the types the way we usually do. And then we use the super special of Crocodile, and then a special like the previous version. And then we're gonna use the special of Green Bull to give us an orb boost, and also he's going to remove the defense, to reduce the defense to 0 with this support. And then we go into the last stage, the chain that was at 2 turns. It's going to mitigate the shitty chain that they give us. And then we're gonna use the friend caption Sabo, and then use the special, the swap, and the special of Mihawk and Perona, and then Big Mom last to give us a color affinity, and also a small chain boost and end of turn damage from this support. This team should clear too, but again, we're still not dealing with the territory, and it's gonna be losing damage as you're going up because of the territory that we're not dealing with. And then the third team, this team is also have a bunch of caveats. I don't know if you need to, but you probably, if you don't have the Anniversary Roger support to put on this Shanks, you probably need him to be limit broken for the extra cooldown, because to make him at 15. And we need to stall for on stage 1 for at least 1 turn, or hopefully his special is gonna be ready by stage 2. So we stall on stage 1 for 1 turn. I don't know if you can stall more than 2 turns, but we'll stall 1 turn on stage 1. And then we go into the second stage, and then we're gonna use the super special of Shanks, and then we're gonna use, it's going to give us an orb boost, and then we're gonna use the special of Izukiku. They're going to give us a chain, and then we're gonna use the special of Shanks again, which we're going to have 3 turns of chains, 3 turns of color affinity, and 3 turns of orb. And then we're gonna use Hancock to reduce the defense, and then we're gonna go into the third stage. We're gonna swap Mihawk, and then use their special. It's gonna give us a conditional boost and a debuff on the boss. And then we're gonna use the special of Sabo, and then Big Mom at the end. I think I forgot to put it here, but you need. This is gonna be pretty mandatory for every team if you're using Big Mom. You need this support of Oven and Katakuri for the resilience, and I think it should be enough to clear. And the last team of the video for the Intrusion is going to be this one. It's going to be using Nami and Karina. I don't have them, so I'm just replacing them with this unit here just to showcase, but I'm not going to be using this team. On stage 2, we're going to be starting on Nami from Nami Karina, and then we're going to swap them on stage 2 to Karina, and then use their special, and then use the special of Green Bull, and then followed by the special of Izukiku. Again, level 12 Tesoro ship is mandatory to extend the 3 turn of chain boost, or the 3 turn to chain boost to 4 turns, and then gets reduced by the intimidation to 2 turns. And then that way we go into the last stage with 1 turn left on chain, so we don't get hit by the 1.1 chain boundary. We go into stage 3. We use the Big Mom special, and then followed by the Hancock special, and then finally Sabo, and then do our normal taps, and hopefully this team lasts for a long time, or lasts you until you reach 10 million. So I hope these teams were helpful. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. It helps me greatly, and it costs you nothing. I hope you be able to clear into the 10 million or the 3 million or whatever the goal is. The bare minimum is at least try to get this scores for the new 5s plus for Linlin. But if you don't, I won't blame you. This is a pre-cancerous treasure map. So I hope you get your objective in this treasure map, and have a nice day.